Okay. All right. So, let's see. What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to another Winging It podcast. I have with me Andre, the Game Idea guy.
It's the awkward wave.
Yeah, that's all they getting right now.
All right. And Jack.
Look, we got Pepe Le Pew being canceled. That's all I can.
Don't even get me started on that mess. I hate society, bro. I hate society. I need to just move to Mars or something.
You do not understand the hurt and the pain that Penelope Cat went through. Okay.
You know what?
I understand the hurt and the pain she inflicted.
I do. I was. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Jack, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm a part of the full-fledged 9th generation camp now, so I don't have to be a part of these refresh rewards anymore.
What you mean? In 2 years, yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. Like I said, I fought tooth and nail to even be able to put it in my cart, and then be able to check out. Yeah, that was a mess. I won't ever go through that ever again. Even if I don't like the console, I'm gonna purchase it as soon as it come up, and then I just sell it afterwards if I don't like it. I'm not going through this again.
So you're not ready? You're not ready in 2023 for the PS5 Pro and the Xbox Series X, Y, and Z?
Stay right there. They're gonna stay right there. This PS5 and this Series X is gonna stay right where they at.
I swear they did the dumbest thing by naming it with 2 letters that sound so similar.
You know, hey, Xbox is like eventually it's just gonna be called Game Pass.
Look,
they don't
man,
care.
Look, when you look up the Game Freak, you just look up the Game Freak in the Pokemon franchise, okay?
Yeah.
Pokemon's got away with it for 25 plus years. Come on, baby. We saw the direct. We saw the list. Yeah.
Yep.
Shadow, how you doing, man?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Doing all right.
Doing
My
good,
mic-
but you might
I'm kind of far away from the mic.
people's ears out.
Yeah, I'm about to say your mic kind of hot.
Yeah.
My mic is hot.
Yeah, like it's loud.
Or kill
Loud.
eardrums.
Yeah.
A little better now? Or
Yeah, that's way
Yeah,
better.
that's better. All right. So, before we get started, we need to have a moment of silence for Pepe Le Pew.
man, what are you gonna do?
I mean, Falcon Lacon, please don't be next. So,
Oh no, because he's too similar to the people that's complaining right now.
But Miss Piggy's on the chopping block. So.
Man, everybody.
I mean, hey, if you got rid of Pepe Le Pew,
Yeah, Miss Piggy has to be next.
Yes, you gotta be next. Well, that means
Just
that
saying.
Kirby gotta go because he's a womanizer, so he can't even sip tea in his meme anymore.
Yep. And I say all that to say this. So, how's everybody doing?
Pretty decently, actually.
Yeah, really good.
So, first things first, we had another direct this week.
Told you it was going to happen.
Yep.
Capcom gave us another Monster Hunter digital event, this time talking more about the Rampage and the fact that I will now get to cry horribly at the fact that I can't beat Magnum Malo. God, I hate you, Capcom.
Hey, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Did you see DK King's post where he owned himself at the very end of? He was just about to kill him.
Yep, I saw. Man, I felt his pain, man. He did all that work and lost the time.
Wow, for real?
Yeah, gotta love the clock, man. That clock is
He wasn't paying attention to the clock.
Man.
He wasn't paying attention to the clock. If he would have paid attention to the clock, he would have got him solo too.
like football. You can't beat the zebras, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that sucks.
I gotta say though, there's been a lot of I've seen a lot of little videos on YouTube of people taking on Magnum Malo. He's been beating everybody.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Like I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, this probably gonna take a while. That hunt's gonna take a while.
Oh yeah.
Do you see a lot? Do you see the videos of all the one shots?
Yeah. I did see some of them, yeah.
Yeah, this is Firaxis on crack. Firaxis and Telethia on crack. Like,
yeah.
Just straight one shots.
The other thing too is I do think that if you can bring like a Rathalos to the party or another monster to the party, it's gonna help.
Yeah.
That seems to be the case because I mean when they were going through the show doing the tutorial again, I mean that seems to be you got to go all out from the traps to the different monsters. Like it's a must at this point.
Got to take that attention away.
Yeah, you have to.
So they did show one of my favorite monsters coming back, Xenogre. He's back. I know y'all know me and my love-hate relationship with Mizusune. They brought back some monsters that I'm really gonna really hate. So that being said, if anybody wants to jump into Discord and help a brother out, March 26th, I'm taking all comers. I'm taking all help I can get. Overall, though, I like what they showed. I thought I liked the explanation of the Rampage quest. I will not be doing that thing by myself.
No. Now they said that it scales. Yeah,
they said it scales, but the problem is it's too big. You have to set that thing up. There's I'm gonna need help. So
I remember with Generations, you were on like a beach, and it seemed like it was too far in between the different traps and everything. Yeah, so I can imagine this being a pain, especially when you talk about different monster types. Like, hey, this is the main monster. This monster goes straight for you. This one goes straight for the gate. Yeah, that's too much.
It looks like they're showing you in-game content ahead of time. Like they're just like, hey, you're not ready, but we're going to show you. This is not for you normal level 20ers. Yeah, you need all your gear. You need to be prepared to go endure this battle because it's going to hurt.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the Rampage will be getting you ready for Magnum Malo.
Yeah. I would hope so.
So I didn't watch the video, so I'm owned immediately anyway. But did anybody see where the glitch was still in play, where you can still continue to grapple in midair?
At this point, they're embracing it.
They're embracing it at this point because they showed it was a couple of them because it was another monster they were showing, and they showed the character they had like the gun lance. And they were doing it, and then they did the combo at the end of off the last bug. So they showed it. And so like Andre said, I think they're embracing it at this point.
Okay.
It might have started out as a glitch, and it was like, but there's so much stuff that will happen with that, and we could probably have a bunch of highlight videos. Could probably draw a lot of attention.
Right.
I think we'll leave it in.
I'm trying not to buy this game because there's other games I still need to. I still haven't gotten Bowser's Fury yet. Like I need to do it.
Dude, I already got mine pre-ordered.
But if I buy this game and then I don't buy Outriders and then I don't buy there's so much stuff to jump down on right now. I can't I still haven't people are already buying. They've already played Bravely Default 2. So it just hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, especially if you're a multi-console gamer. It hurts. Like if you're a Switch owner, your wallet's already hurt.
Oh yes.
So
if you Switch only, you cursing Nintendo. You hate them right now.
You're like, I bought all these games physical, and then you turn around and they're like, all of them are 40% off on the eShop, and you're like, and you're like, and I already opened my physical version. I could have bought it for cheaper digitally, and then bought the physical version and never opened it. And it's
I mean, ask the people that got torn to the Golden Country physical and hadn't opened it
yet. And shout out to Dr. Trey. He was the one that pointed out that because me and him first played the launch game Ultra Street Fighter 2 online together, and it's $100 now for a sealed copy.
Wow.
Yeah, and climbing. So.
Oh yeah, it is. It's constantly going up.
But people said that game was pointless and it wasn't going to amount to anything.
The whole game is on the cartridge. It's a 4 gig cartridge, but the whole game is on the cartridge. So, I mean, say what you will.
I mean, it's kind of sad that you have to look at it like that, because that's how I'm looking at whether I buy physical or digital. If I look at that size of that game and it's like 10 gigs plus, or I know they got DLC, I'm not buying the physical.
Yeah,
of course.
There's no point.
I got screwed by Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 because everything in the marketing said that both games are on the cart. Yep. And then you buy the game and it's like, no, you got to download 10-2. And I'm like, my face. That hurts so bad. And then, because I wouldn't have bought that game physical if that was the case. But that's the only one I got burned on so far.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Like most of my games that I got physical, they're all on disc.
Yeah.
They're all on cart, I mean. So
yep, Doom and all those, the whole game's there, like offline or whatever. I mean, you got updates and stuff like that, but day one you can play that game unpatched.
Yeah,
without going online or whatever on the cartridge.
Right.
So
right.
So yeah, there's that. Now, that was the main highlight of that digital event was the Rampage.
Mhm.
The deep dive they had, they were showing off some of the actual armor sets you can make. Some of the weapons. I thought it was all right. That was just okay.
So I'm new to the crafting
Oh,
in
okay.
in Monster Hunter.
Oh
Because
yeah.
even in like try, like I
Mhm.
wasn't nobody's like trying you whatever you obtain while you're out is more of what you try to acquire.
Okay.
Because you'll spend all the time trying to build something and then you find it better in the field. So
Mhm.
but apparently in this game, I think they're making a focus on that because you can build better than you can find. So I
I
don't know how
mean,
this is gonna go, but
you're gonna have to. Some of those hunts you're gonna have to do 2 and 3 times in a row to get the full set, though.
yeah,
Man, I know.
gotta do a lot of runs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was doing Generations, I think I fought Rathalos, God knows how many times just to get that complete set.
Yeah.
And that was when like I said, Generations was my first introduction into Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, I was like, okay, well, how do I get this outfit? And they were like, oh, just break these and you should be fine. And I'm like, hold on. That must mean I got to do this a couple times and I might have to break a head piece. I might have to break the
Hmm.
tail piece. I said, man. But when you get the full set, you're like, okay, bet. I'm decked
But
out. But then something
and
else
it
comes up. I'm like, oh,
but
geez.
it works though. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like when
Yeah.
you get that full set, when you have to go take on, like for instance, Rathos, you have to go take on a monster in the snow. You're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
You are
And
so good.
I will say it's fairer than Xenoblade Chronicles X in that regard because you will
Hmm.
do all this to farm all this stuff and then it doesn't work because there's an electromagnetic storm during the
Yeah.
time you happen to fight this guy and none of your gear works. So it's at least whatever you farm works no matter what.
Yeah.
So
You just have to keep an eye on it and stuff like that. That's one of the things I actually don't mind about Monster Hunter. There is a grind ish to it.
yep.
Because there's sometimes depending on what you fight, you may get most of the stuff you need in 2 or 3 goes, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes you're gonna have to fight Rathalos or Xenagor or any of them other big ones like 4 or 5 times.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just one of those situations. But I it works to its advantage, especially if you have a good crew with you.
Yeah.
That's the thing, having a good crew with you. Now they did show a couple of the actual monster fights, like Gas Harag.
Hmm.
I'm going
Hmm.
to enjoy beating the brakes off of that thing.
Any of y'all have any issues though? Like, and so I had this issue with Try as well.
Hmm.
Hit confirming. Is it? Are you having issues where it's kind of random when it decides to vibrate or play a sound when you do a critical hit or when you do
Nope,
an actual hit?
No, not
nope,
for me.
not
Yeah.
I'm
not because when we beat the brakes off Mizusune after an hour. Yeah, all our hits was we were hitting him. The
Yeah.
problem was he was cheating, slimy
Yeah.
so
bastard.
when y'all went to the mountain town and encountered him. Uh, did so when y'all were hitting him in the mountain town, y'all were able to get the vibration and the sound
Yeah.
effects when you were hitting him.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I was getting muted sound effects at some point in time. Like I was getting the vibrations, but they were delayed.
Okay.
And I don't know if that was a beta issue or whatnot. So I would go and I would do my little glitch, my normal little I'm grappling and I'm gonna hit, and then I do my heavy hit as soon as I hit the ground, and I would get the vibration, but the vibration would be delayed, and then I wouldn't get the sound at all.
I did not have that
Yeah.
problem.
I'm about to say, I
Okay.
think we were pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem we had was the fact that the mug kept damn sliding away like a little pump.
And he
Oh,
kept running. Yeah,
now
that
I
was
was
getting
playing
annoying.
solo. I wasn't helping. I wasn't running with anybody else, so I don't know if
Okay.
Oh,
that
okay.
makes
Yeah,
any
I'm about to
difference.
say, even when I did solo, I was pretty good, because
Okay.
I did my solo before me and Jay did our run.
Yeah. So now I will say that there were some people complaining about having some issues, but they supposedly got that fixed.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm about to say we'll
Supposedly.
see.
Now
I
I
need to
haven't
download it again.
I haven't done the demo yet. I downloaded it, but I haven't done it yet. So
Hmm.
yeah, I might try to go. I'm gonna go peek at Magnum Malo. I'm not gonna.
I would expect it in the demo, but not in the final game. So
Right.
that's
Yeah,
why.
because I do need to refresh myself on Wyvern riding, because I just need to refresh myself on that.
The
But yeah,
grappling to a ride. That's like the yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the
yeah,
move.
and they did show that on that Boss Harag fight because they found I think it was Lagombi, that big bunny looking
Hmm.
thing,
Yeah.
and they did that to fight Gasarag with. So I'm like, okay, so basically, but the problem is they saying that you're gonna have to it's kind of like you have to bring Palico, which I hate that cat. I hate the cat. All right, I'm sorry. I hate the cat. I despise the cat. I'd rather have my dog with me.
Yeah, you need your pup to roll with you.
Yeah.
Dazzle Large, we give him a shout out.
Well, one thing I saw that I actually liked about that stupid cat was that he could actually have what was it, like a tree that will always give like your HP. Yeah, I like that, to where you could just kind of go and just recover that way.
Well, that would have came in handy when we was fighting Mizusune's punk.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I said I wasn't gonna get mad, but
just wait until Dazzle Large ends, and then you can say your true feelings.
You can tell them how you really feel.
I would never say how I truly feel. Come on. I mean, I've only said it like 15 times in the other video.
Well, hey, it is what it is. It's okay. I'm the guy that got fed on the podcast, so I understand. I feel you. And apparently my dog is famous too, so it's whatever.
Okay, now this is a game that actually have not. I know how people complained about Bayonetta and what's the other game I forgot about already?
Oh no, forget about Bayonetta.
Other game.
Wonderful 101?
No,
you're not talking about Astral Chain, are you?
No, it's Bayonetta 3.
I'm about to say Astral Chain.
Metroid.
Oh, okay.
Metroid is forgettable because it was announced 3 years ago.
Yeah, right.
So that's forgettable.
Yeah. So the thing is, the next Tales game, Tales of Arise, they finally put a new trailer out.
Oh.
So for y'all Tales fans, and this looks like it's coming from the team that does the more realistic, not the anime side of stuff, which is I'm like, God dang it, they getting first crack. So, but the trailer looks good. It looks like a whole kind of Man in Iron Mask feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually interested because it's been a while since I played a good Tales game. But Namco, Bandai, whatever y'all calling yourselves now, can y'all help a brother out? I mean, there's a couple games that I would like to, if you wouldn't mind being so kind as to kind of like port on over to the Switch, that would be Tales of Symphonia HD and Tales of Graces F. Tales of Graces that came out on the Wii, but you didn't port it to the Wii, but you ported the PlayStation 3 version. Remember that?
Wait. I think Graces did come to the Wii, but only in Japan.
Only in Japan.
So, bring that on over to the US.
Yeah, bring that on over
there. Don't count.
Yeah.
You know what? Bring it over to the Wii in the US too. I'll buy
that. But yeah, because I Graces was I did not expect to like that game as much as I did when I played it on PS3. That game was fire.
And that's hard coming from a Symphonia fan.
Now I'm gonna be honest. Symphonia is still the best in my opinion.
It's gonna be
still the best, but Graces is a close. Is in my top 5. Graces is in my top 5. I'm not gonna go through my whole list of Tales games because that we'd be here all day. But if you have Crunchyroll, they did finally release the OVA for Symphonia as well as Fantasia on Crunchyroll. So if you never watched those,
Fantasia, they should remake it. They should do it.
They should, especially after seeing like what Daimyo did with Yeast Origin. You might as well go on that one. Let them handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's a big cart. That's 8 megs for an SNES cart. That was huge for back in the day. Huge.
Dude, you do realize we have kids that watch this channel. They don't know that existed, right?
Oh, Super NES. Sorry,
they're
not Super Famicom a long time ago.
No, they don't understand. They don't understand what 8 megs is.
Oh,
you need to
8 megabytes.
Yeah,
it's that thing that's less than a gig.
My kids just asked me about that because I was playing Astro Bot and the PS2 memory card came up there. They was like, "What's 8 MB?" I said, "Don't even worry about it."
That is a 1,000th of a gig.
You don't even have to worry about it. Trust me.
Trust me, you will never have to deal with that.
Never.
I was gaming on a 68K Mac at one point.
That's when
kilobytes.
Memory was big.
Ooh, that was huge for back then because
huge.
Yeah, bytes were the thing back then. Kilobytes were like whoa, giant floppy disk,
But I agree that they need to bring more of the Tales games over because I have a strong feeling them bringing Kakarot over, that's gonna be a hot mess. Yeah, because it doesn't even run properly on Xbox or PlayStation. That's why I can only imagine what's going to Switch.
Yeah, they'll have to do a lot of work.
That when that popped up on that trailer, it was a mistake?
That they came
keep
back
saying
and
all they
said
want
that.
to.
They came back and said it, but we all know why they.
You already
do
know
that.
what they mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let's see if they'll buy it. Hey,
Yeah.
Because Bandai Namco has a bad habit of doing this. Oh, this game cannot run on the Switch, or we're not bringing it over.
And then we find
They're
out
like,
later.
there's
Dragon Ball
interest.
Fighters.
Let's do it.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
See, Dragon Ball Fighters is the best fit though.
You know, the messed up thing is when they said that was when I made that tweet that year. I think I made that tweet right after they said that, and it fell on that timeline, and that was.
Or when they were talking about Tekken 6, and there were people saying that it couldn't run on the Wii U, and then they took this Tekken 6 engine and made Pokken. It's just in the face. It hurts so bad when you know that's what they're doing with the engine, and then people that don't know what they're talking about are on the internet like and it hurts so bad.
Well, the thing is, I'm like, I don't have a problem, and this is gonna go back to people complaining about, oh, why are you begging for ports? I'm not begging for nothing. Number one, that's number one. Number two, if the company's gonna do it, why don't you port games that actually run right?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
And all of us in here, we own more than just a Nintendo system, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all are at least on Steam or something like. Yeah.
And the reason why I said Symphonia, because Symphonia was an exclusive for the GameCube at the time, and it was one of the hottest selling RPGs on the GameCube. So you would think, and also since you wanted to do Soul Calibur 2 HD, but you didn't want to bring it to Wii U,
that would have been the best selling version of that game.
Or at the time they could have ported it to Wii in SD. It could have been done.
It could have been done, yeah.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear that. I'm like, look, if you're gonna, I have no problem with companies porting games, because look, a lot of these people sit up and complain about F-Zero, but you can also complain that Fast Racing Remix is too hard.
Yep. Like, what are you doing? And so during that time, it hurt so bad, because then when you saw like all of Call of Duty 4 being ported to 480p for Wii, right? The entire game, and you're like, ooh, all the cutscenes, everything, blah blah blah, and it all works on EDTV, and it works just fine. It works in widescreen, everything works or whatever, right? And then they're just like, oh, now our engines magically don't work anymore. We can't do. And I'm like,
I'm guessing hardware sales help your engines run better.
Doesn't make any sense. It's just time. It's time, and you taking the time to make the game work right. And if the game works right, and they're like, "Ooh, this is the same game that's on 360," and then people go buy it, and you're like, "Oh, that's sold 1 million copies. That's great."
No. What are you talking about? It's just like a supercomputer. The more of them that are out there in the wild, they collectively put their power together and make things magically work.
The whole Call of Duty 4 plus motion controls. Who didn't want that? Like, everybody wanted that at the time.
No, hold on. Nintendo fans and PC fans wanted that.
Yeah.
True.
The
Sony and Microsoft
Sony didn't, because
they're like, ooh, the dual sticks are not.
And we were using remote and chuck.
Yes.
Handling people.
Can you
coming
imagine that?
Straight from Conduit, like.
Because you got all the dude bros and everything else, and you imagine getting owned by a team of Switch players because they have gyro.
They would not like that.
I mean, I remember playing Call of Duty Black Ops on Wii U, and I had a couple friends of mine who played on 360. Mm-hmm. They were pissed off at me because they said I was cheating. I'm like, bruh, I'm just using the remote and chuck.
It's just reflex.
You can jump and aim.
They were like, how you doing headshots in the air? I'm like,
hey.
But I will add a caveat, though. It is harder to play zombie mode on COD 2 on Wii U, because you have to the quick look to turn around to get the zombies. It's a little bit harder to do with the Wii remote and chuck versus having a dual analog. So I will say the zombies mode is a little bit harder.
Other than that,
but when you playing regular,
bruh, regular multiplayer,
it's a go.
Like,
y'all ain't playing Conduit? Okay.
Okay. That's how you knew who played Conduit and who didn't. That's how you knew who played Wii Remote and Chuck and who didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Like, PC gamers, and we always wanted to go at PC to see which one was faster, point and click or Remote and Chuck. That was the one thing I'm like, if they ever did crossplay, I would love to see which one was faster.
especially if you can edit your box, like your box to recenter your Wii remote. I think that it would actually be superior to the mouse, because once you leave the box for your even for your laser mouse, once you leave the box, you got to pick the mouse back up to recenter, and that's not a thing if you make your box wider for the Wii remote. As long as you're in front of the TV, you can always recenter.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's all reflexes at that point. It's whoever has the quickest reflexes.
Yep.
Memories. And
that's the fun way to play without aim assist.
And that's why Sega Snap never got approved. Right there.
Well, while we're on this jaunt down memory lane, .emu decided to just get every 80s baby collective heart attack this week by releasing that. Hey, guess what we've been working on?
We asked for it though. Yeah, like I knew it was coming. Seeing the game of the year that is Streets of Rage 4.
Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah. Now I will say this. I like that they did the whole TMNT thing, but could they not have used the original intro instead of whoever thought they could sing?
So
something tells me that has to be some licensing somewhere.
It's
I'm thinking so too. That's the only thing.
CBS
why would they just play the original?
CBS must have been tripping.
The bad thing is, I had recently finished playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rescue Palooza fan game that took the 3 NES games and updated them and combined them into one.
Okay. Nice.
So I had played that, and I was going to do a video talking about how I would like to see a game basically, like what .mu is showing us. I'm like, they literally beat me to the punch.
Yeah,
definitely. Can't be mad at that.
We're ready.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Andrea's going to make a video about this. Please.
Let me ask y'all a question, because I love the hand-drawn style of Streets of Rage 4. I like that.
Yep.
I'm not mad about the pixelated style of Shredder's Revenge. I'm not mad about that. Don't get it twisted. But do you think they could have did like they did with Streets of Rage 4, where they had like some of the stuff was pixelated, some of it not? Do you think they should have did that?
I think the new art is going to be an option, because this is Streets of Rage 4 too. So when you play Streets of Rage 4, you could play as the old school characters. They're actually digitized. So I think they can
do that.
I think they can switch between the two.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten a release date, what console, so I'm pretty sure there's more they're gonna showcase.
The only thing they said is going to release sometime this year. So
right.
I'm guessing either going to be this summer or something like that, because that's the perfect summer game in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
They'd be dumb to not announce it for Switch. I'm pretty sure Streets of Rage 4 did pretty good on that platform.
Yes,
it did amazing.
Ain't that stupid. They ain't that stupid. I mean,
they ain't like the bigger triple.
Yeah. Because the thing is, that's perfect for on the go. And that is perfect for on the go. And the thing is, a lot of people that era of TMNT that they talking about is us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and we're all adults. Guess what's
late
going to
millennials, Gen Xers. Yeah.
Guess what's about to happen? Your stock price is about to go up when that drops.
Actually, should be checking in the .mu stock just real quick.
Let's go ahead and stomp some right quick. Let me where my phone at. We can go ahead.
Because I know, because I saw like I wouldn't even say a split. It was probably like 80-20. You had some that were a little upset about the graphics. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be the new crowd. Because honestly,
it don't bother me none.
It don't bother me because it looks it's kind of like the whole Pokemon situation. It's like they're trying to get as close to 1-to-1 as possible without it looking too bad. You know what I mean? So the only thing I was thinking of is I just wish they would release a fight stick for me to use this. But I had one and it just collected dust for the most part.
Hori does have
Hori
and PDP have fight sticks.
Yeah, Hori, that's the one I had. I had the Hori one. And to me, when I get fight sticks, because I'm not really big into like the fighting scene, I hate that we don't have enough arcade games that utilize the fight stick properly. So it just kind of sits there. Because even 8-Bit Do, they have the wireless one. Now, I wouldn't recommend wireless, but they have the wireless one. And I would love to use it. I always love the whole, the whole stick and the, the concave buttons and everything. But not enough games utilize it.
That's true.
So I've played Streets of Rage 4 with the Switch Pro controller. I played it with this guy. I played it with this guy using an adapter. I've played it with. I got 2 different fight sticks. One that I take to travel with me, and my I have a Hayabusa fight stick, and it can be done, and it's rewarding. It's very rewarding. I think the next thing for me to do is take a USB adapter and play with my N64 controller because there's 6 buttons mapped on that, so you can.
Right.
Yeah. I think that'll be kind of great.
You know what? I just thought about that.
Huge on the N64 controller.
I just thought about because I can use my N64 controller.
Yeah, that D-pad is pretty big, bro. Like you can. I played through all of Final Fight 2 with the N64 controller. It's good stuff.
How about say give me a reason to use mine? Mine is sitting in the closet.
Yeah. Well, now I would say this. I will say this though. I wouldn't mind if somebody would go through and do TMNT Arcade as well as re-release that Turtles in Time they did a few years ago, and the Manhattan Project.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if somebody put those back up.
Well, the Nickelodeon arcade game is pretty good too.
It actually is the one that's based more on the 2000s cartoon.
Yes, yeah, that's a pretty good arcade machine. And I forget the name. Raw Thrills. Yeah, they do those ports because they do the new versions of the Midway game now too. The not Need for Speed. What's the name of that game? Cruising. They do all those now too. Yeah. So they did a really good conversion of that, and you can see your scores and everything when you go on the website and whatnot. And they used to do replays. I don't know if they still do anymore now, but like if they took that kind of effort and just port it to the Switch, man. Like people will play it.
I mean, because I was sitting back thinking, I still play Bad Dudes.
Yes, and Bad Dudes is a
horrible game,
kind of old school beat 'em up, if you will. It's
horrible.
There's a lot to be desired.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Two Crude Dudes was the follow up to that.
Yeah.
It's just the name Bad Dudes. Like you start that game off, you're just like, man, this the president, bro. Are you a bad enough dude?
Yeah, like normally what would happen in that situation is we would drone bomb them to hell. But but
instead you need 2 guys to go like in and Ryu.
2 regular dudes to go fight a bunch of ninjas. If this ain't Daredevil in the 80s, I don't know what is.
Pretty much. And Mad Dudes got guns and bombs and all kind of stuff, and you got to be able to beat all that.
Yep.
Right.
With 2 buttons and no block and no dodge.
No block, no dodge. Jump, but that's about it.
That's about it.
That jump didn't even work all that well. Let's not front.
That's Data East, man.
Look, that jump was stiff as Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh yeah,
and let's not forget, you will die a lot in this game because it is broken.
Yes.
Like most games in the 80s. Like most games in the 80s.
Pretty much. Ninja Gaiden was pretty bad in arcade too. That was a death machine because they're like, you're gonna put in another quarter. You will do it right now.
They served this purpose.
Yep.
I mean, because the point of it was they get you along far enough to where you like, you can beat this guy.
Yeah.
Just give me another quarter.
Yep.
You really gonna let a bunch of ninjas beat you?
Yep.
They ain't even the hand.
Look, and the music gets louder as the counter counts down to game over. It's like,
and the counter was slow as hell because the counter was like the change machine right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They know.
Ain't nobody in this arcade. You ain't got to worry about leaving this spot. Just go.
Yep. Exactly. It was definitely intentional back then. Definitely intentional.
Yeah. So we are to the freestyle portion of the episode. So, anybody want to talk about anything? Go.
I do. I got something I experienced today. It's about the only thing I was able to experience because my kids are here. So I had my VR. I was able to, confiscate that while they were doing everything else. And there's a game that came out. I think it came out probably like a week or 2 ago called Hyper Dash, and it's kind of like a battle arena shooter. But the whole premise of it is, of course, you got your teams and your different multiplayer shooter type game modes, but you have the ability to hyper dash and jump to different locations, and also get on these ground rails. But you do have a stamina system, and I got a chance to actually play that today, and that was actually some good fun, and I didn't get motion sickness or anything. And apparently it was a game that's been out for, I say, about a year on SideQuest. So like VR has this website, SideQuest. People go on there, put their games up that don't get approved yet, or they're not setting for it to have it approved by any other companies, and you can just download it, from just plug it into your PC, download it onto your Oculus, and be good to go. But it's been there for a year, so it finally got approved and got put on the Quest store. And for $20, that game is amazing for the time I got to spend with it today.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I'm like I told you, I'm a big advocate for VR now. Like at first I was iffy on it, kind of like, with 3D and all the other stuff. But when you get into it, I've had everybody in my family want to get involved with it. Only had one person that was just like too scared to even do it. But, after she finally got her hands into it, she just kind of stayed in one location. She didn't play any games. She just kind of just stayed in one location, and just kind of enjoyed the environment. But other than that, man, I'm enjoying it.
So I have to ask you this question just because I am an anime fan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see the name Akihiko Kayaba, what are you doing?
I'm not
Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online.
So I think they're trying to go this route a little bit now. Right now they kind of have like the how can you say it? Kind of like the comic book or the manga type video games right now, which is kind of like the second most expensive game on VR right now, which is at $40. Because Half-Life Alyx is the most expensive one at $60. Is ridiculous.
They're still making Half-Life games, but won't make 3.
Right. Half-Life Alyx is a pretty good game. I mean, I would say it would be a nice substitute for 3, but not everybody has access to it. But nonetheless, it's a situation of, they call it the wrong times. But anyway, they have certain games like that, but I think we're kind of way off from the whole Sword Art Online situation.
Dive stuff, yeah.
Right. Now, I mean, you can play it in VR via either virtual desktop or big screen. You can definitely just have your games up on like 100+ foot screen, and you just play it from there. Like I've definitely done that. But yeah, I think everybody need to get one, man. Everybody need to get one.
Cool. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna do this quick little service announcement. 343, y'all suck. You can't put dual wielding back in here. You can't put dual wielding.
I was like, where'd that come from?
I'm pretty sure it'll show up.
Hold on. You got all this time. You got all this time for Halo Infinite. You can't give me dual wielding back. 343, you suck. All right.
Hey, so as long as Ken Lobb is still an advisor, I'm pretty sure dual wielding at least the Klob will be there.
They don't want people dual wielding needlers anymore. That's what that is.
Nah. Maybe the Klob, but not needlers.
So sorry about that outburst, people. I'm a fan of dual wielding. I'm a fan of dual wielding guns ever since Perfect Dark and Halo 2. I don't know why you can't dual wield in Halo in no more Halo games, but you can do it in 2. The best game in the series, by the way.
So Halo 2, I think what most people probably will complain about is dual wielding pistols, because those are basically instant kills.
Shots, you were done.
Oh yeah, because you melee, boom boom, done.
Yeah, fact. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. What's the problem with that? That's my go-to combo. That's my go-to combo.
And if you were far distance away and you zoomed in, you could do the double shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And that killed your shields.
Look, man. I am a John Woo fan, okay? I watch a lot of John Woo movies. I need my dual wielding, all right?
Hey, be down.
I need doves and dual wielding, okay?
The last sign of dual wielding that happened in the Halo series was when Noble 6 did it as he was dying, or he or she were dying at the end of Halo Reach, and they did it with a rifle and a pistol. I'm like, hold on, how
that was badass ending, though.
This?
What an intro to Master Chief, man. That's a way to go down in flames.
But how you gonna show this character do this, but then you can't do it in the game?
Yeah, not in the first game. You can't do it in the whole game, and then in the first game you don't have it until Halo 2. So yeah.
So I mean, I would like for them to bring dual wielding back just because I'm a fan of it. I know there's some people who are fans of it. I don't know why they're saying they can't do it. Yes, you can do it.
They can.
I think it's just testing for multiplayer for them.
Yeah.
Once they realize how that could be affected in Halo 2, Halo 3, they were just like,
Yeah.
maybe not. Like, kind of, because they were trying to test the multiplayer, and I do believe there was a beta of the multiplayer before you had Crackdown, where they had dual wielding for Halo 3, and they probably just said, yeah, let's cut it.
The only thing I do want them to keep, whoever's doing Perfect Dark, can't remember the name of that team or whatever, but please don't take out dual wielding.
No.
Do not take
dual
out
wielding needs to stay, and bots.
Yeah, and bots.
And like those bots need to be Venge Sims. Like Venge Sims need to be there,
and completely ignore Zero. Do not.
Yeah, don't take nothing from that.
I mean, you could add some of the looks from Zero.
No, you can't.
No,
you can't. No,
one white stripe. You can't have that.
No,
like you can have one white stripe.
No, I don't want to be reminded.
You don't want her to be rolled.
Reminded.
Like,
no, I don't even want to see a Perfect Dark Zero poster on a wall in that game. I don't want to see that.
I mean, I can deal with the stripe. I can play through Zero a little bit and recognize that it's not a Perfect Dark game. I can do that.
It's not a Perfect Dark game.
It's a game that has Perfect Dark thrown on the name.
I can recognize it's not a Perfect Dark game, but I can still say, okay, a young Joe in another universe somewhere far could have a stripe.
Joe in the Dark that's not British.
That Perfect Dark game is a DC Elseworlds tale.
Yes, it is.
That's what that is.
And it is one of the worst ones they could have come up with.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It can happen. Like, I just come up with different dimensions or what have you, where, you know,
that's
none of the people that eventually invented Rare ever existed. Like,
that's the only way that game could be explained and it'd be canological is that it would have to be a different universe, completely separate, and then the Carrington Institute finds a way to get connected to that world at some point later on.
And you can tell. So I'm thinking at some point, Microsoft PR changed that to what it ended up being, because all the Perfect Dark material that you got originally before that, Shoshinkai and everything else that Rare was working on before then, Joanna Dark looked like Joanna Dark.
Yes, she did.
It was, you know, just higher resolution or whatever. Yeah, so obviously they changed that just because, hey, we're with Xbox now, so we're different, and people were like, nah.
Yeah, no.
It didn't work.
That being said, I will say this. Joanna Dark to Smash, please. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in there.
Go on and put it in there. I mean,
well, if there's only
Banjo
one left, though, that needs to go to Ryu Hayabusa.
So Ryu Hayabusa and Joanna.
Yeah. In that order.
In that order, yeah.
Oh, you gonna have Crash fans mad?
I mean,
there's one fan out there for Rygar. I'm pretty sure there's one guy out there like Rygar. He's not there.
I mean,
I could understand Rygar though.
Yeah, look, I understand the 2B. People want 2B in there from Nier. I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. I
can see how her combo system would work though, and it would be.
I can understand Turkin fans.
Yes,
Turkin. Yeah, like anything from Turkin in there. Like, just can we get like a trophy? Like
you know what would be the ultimate troll? And I didn't even think about this. If they take Ray 01 from Custom Robo and make that one of the fighters.
Oh, dude, that would be hilariously funny because he would do that. Sakurai would do that.
He would.
There's a Piranha Plant in the game. There are no surprises at this point.
I'm about to say Piranha Plant was the ultimate.
It's the biggest troll.
Like, what the hell? Like a whole plant? Yeah.
And it made it work. It made it work.
Made it work. Yeah.
You can get worked by people who know how to play with Piranha Plant.
Yep. That is true.
I'm just saying, like, with everybody's floating around to all these big name franchises, but they're not looking at the stuff that's right under their nose.
Yeah. And it was big Nintendo in the 80s, so yeah, that's what I was saying, like Rygar and stuff like that. All that stuff was kind of big. Like, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if like a football player from Tecmo Bowl showed up. Like, at this point, anything's a go. Like, people have been saying Akari Warriors and stuff like that, but you know, like anything is really, you never know. And this is you know. This is Nintendo we're talking about, and they're just they're let him do whatever he wants to do. And if he's like, hey, I want, you know, just an entire giant ass Game Boy to be a fighter, it might happen.
Yeah. I mean, look, at this point, I don't understand why people get mad at Sakurai for you didn't put this character in. First of all,
you make the choices.
You got 80 plus characters to deal with. Find one. You know, and if that's the case, if you that mad, don't play the game. But the problem is it's too fun and addictive. So
They
you
probably
gonna
don't
play.
it. They just
Yeah,
looking for video content. That's all it is.
Yep.
yeah. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I'm like, the guy does the best job on balancing I've ever seen.
It's crazy. And then the art design too. Like
Yeah.
that's amazing. Just to me. I don't know how he does it. And then he's like, well, we have to make it team. And somehow I don't know.
I'm like, because people got mad about the whole Mai Shiranui thing, but I'm like, dude, Sakurai's not gonna let that character be done with any disrespect. So if you mad about jiggle physics and you talking about you wanted Mai Shiranui in the game, I don't think you understand who Mai Shiranui is.
They don't.
The jiggle from Pyra was reduced too, so
I remember when I said it in my video. These people don't play the games. They don't know nothing about the character.
Yeah.
They just saw that figure and said, "Oh, it has to be in the game." I was like, and she would have been in the background, so it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And other than that, I'm like the whole purpose of how she dressed. That's why that when he said I can't put this in because Maya does not wear anything other than something that's trying to seduce Andy. She doesn't. If you know anything about the character from Fatal Fury, everything she does is trying to get that man in bed.
Yes. Like literally a taunt is trying to get him to propose to her.
Right.
Yes.
Literally a taunt in the game, like just what are we doing?
Yeah, so I'm like, if Sakurai does it and he sits up and says, okay, I gotta censor it, people gonna get mad. So I don't even blame Sakurai. Like, nah, I'm not gonna put her in there because that's like him trying to put Kasumi in there from Dead or Alive. There's no way he could put her in there without somebody getting pissed about it.
Yep.
So,
well, maybe they were thinking, well, he put Bayonetta in there, but that's different. And
her clothes cover her whole body.
Yeah,
he put the Mithrin Power treatment on her. So
yeah, and the thing is, like, even when she does her wicked weaves, she looks like she has on biker shorts.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
He gave her the full, like I said, the Power and Mithril treatment.
Yeah. So I mean, and to be honest, I'm like, I understand how some people might take that Power and Mithril thing. I still don't see it because I'm an adult and that doesn't do anything to me. So
exactly.
I mean, I just don't.
That's what Peter Griffin said. He said, "What the fuck are you mad at? This is a cartoon.
Yeah,
it's a cartoon. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This isn't rape. This is a cartoon."
Exactly.
I mean, okay, so I got a question. Do people even? Because y'all got kids. I don't. So do anybody even look at the ESRB ratings when they get these games?
No. And if I'm buying buying a game for my kid anyway, I'm there. So if I'm buying it, I know what kind of content is in there, and then I'm a gamer too, so I'm not just blindly buying it.
Right.
Problem is, we're all researched in the subject.
Exactly.
We're not the
outlier.
The parents that are, oh, my kid likes this, so I'm just going to pick it up because they told me this is what they wanted. I'm not going to research it. I'm not going to look at the packaging to see what it is. I mean, I've never worked in any game stores, but multiple times I've been in game stores, and I'll see a parent come in, well, what's the difference between this game and this game? When clearly, if you just look at the packaging, it tells you. And I remember being in one situation where a woman was looking at buying Call of Duty or buying Halo 3 for her son.
Right.
And she didn't know what she was doing. I'm like, the main difference between these two games, if you just want to call it, break it down to basics. In that game, you kill people. In this game, you kill aliens. And she was like, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to go with this game because I don't want my son playing a game where he's shooting other people.
Yeah. I don't censor my kids because if they don't see it from me, they're going to see it from their friends regardless.
Exactly. So at least be able to explain it.
Exactly. Yep. So I'm like, if I'm the first one to come through, let me be that hurdle so I can explain it to you before your friends tell you something completely dumb and don't make no sense, because that's what I went through to where my friends just made up a whole bunch of dumb stuff because I mainly stayed with my grandparents. So whenever I got into games, my grandfather was like, you understand this ain't real, right? I'm like, yo. He's like, all right, cool. I'm going to leave you alone. So I mean, for me, I was coming with the whole Beavis and Butthead, the whole celebrity death match stuff. So my family was cool on that.
Good times.
As long as I wasn't acting on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean that's what it was.
I mean, the reason why I asked because I got into a discussion with somebody on Facebook about Bayonetta and other mature rated titles. She was talking about, well, how am I supposed to keep my children away from this? I'm like, you're the
don't buy it for them.
I'm like, you're the parent.
Right.
I'm like, it has a big M stamped on the front of the box.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like and y'all know back when G Plus was a thing, I had a community for the Wii U, and there was a guy on there. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was actually a real cool dude. He was one of my mods. He was telling people his son wanted to get Batman. I think it was Arkham Asylum, the one that went M, the one that was rated M, and he was like, me and my wife had a rule in the house because he's under 10, he can't play that game. We don't allow him to play anything with an M rating.
Right.
Do you know
it's dark at the beginning. Yeah. It's very dark.
And there were people in the community that was like, no, you should get it for him anyway. Like, man, that's that man's rules in his house.
Right.
So if he breaks that rule, then that means other rules can easily be
broken. If you don't want to see his child watch a man's face get melted off at the beginning of the game,
exactly.
Yeah. So, but people, they were like, oh, but it's just a video game. No, we have ratings for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I hear somebody complaining about Bayonetta, and I'm like, and I'm just using Bayonetta as an example, I'm like, anytime I hear somebody complain about that, I'm like, first of all, that's an M-rated game. So only people who really should be playing that game, if we're being honest, people who should be playing that game should be in high school or up. Because by that time in high school, let's be real, you done heard everything.
Because you've seen PG-13 movies that are equivalent to what's in an M-rated game.
Yeah,
exactly.
So like, I know it says M is supposed to be for 17 and up. Let's be real. Yeah. If you in high school, you especially public high school. Oh God.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Yeah, heard and seen enough.
I think the bigger issue comes down to like certain parents being like, I guess you can say, oblivious to things that are around them. So, like I said, for mine, I have no issue sitting there with them and saying, okay, here's the Telltale Walking Dead. Let me see how you react to it.
Yeah.
And then if he's like my son, my oldest, he's big into horror. That's his thing. And he understands, like, me and his mom, we have two different parenting skills. She's more of the super cautious type. Like, I don't even want him to play flag football because he'll start liking and want to play real football type thing. Because she hears one kid back broke, or either one kid got a concussion, so it's a shutdown for her. Yeah. But then I have to come and like, look, okay, here's the situation. And then, we'll adjust. But, even Grand Theft Auto, I feel like I'm not old enough to play Grand Theft Auto sometimes. So it's just like, so I just like, no, you're not touching that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it goes too far. But if my child understands this isn't real, zombies are not real. This stuff is not real, and he just enjoys it. Most of the time he skips the cutscenes anyway. Mm-hmm. And which in turn he's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, well, I mean, you skip the cutscenes.
Should have been listening to the story, bro.
I do have one caveat to mention though, and that's always peep game, because in the stories today, I think Spawnwave put it out. He reported on the whatever. Right now, Roblox has more market cap than all of EA.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Now, peep game. Just because Roblox is an E-rated game, my son plays all the time and whatnot, the stuff that he experiences in the chat in Roblox, or some of the games that you can play in Roblox, rival what you would hear or see in Call of Duty or playing online in a Madden game versus a 30-year-old.
And
so
that's
or Grand Theft Auto.
Roblox's community is all about user-created content.
Yep.
Yes.
And that content
They're
is not separated and rated and divided on its own.
Yep.
It's just thrown in there.
My son has found hashtags, all kind of trends on social media because of that game. So you got to pay attention and be a good parent.
Yep. That's why my son does not play Roblox anymore. I mean, now he doesn't play Fortnite either because purchasing too many V-Bucks without my permission. But, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things of you hear a lot more. So I'm like, if you're going to play it, then there's no chat involved.
Yep.
Like, I'm
going to listen.
Exactly. Because, like, even now, he was playing today VR chat. They have, similar to Roblox, it's just in VR, and they created Among Us inside of VR. Yep. And he's having a blast with other kids, but I can pull up on my phone and hear everything and see everything that's going on. So I was like, let me hear one grown man that's acting like he's 9, and it's a wrap.
It was shut down.
Yeah.
Now, with this past quote-unquote political year last year too, there was a lot of crazy stuff going on in online chat in these games.
Oh, yeah.
So you just you gotta be a parent. You can't just let the game raise them. You gotta ask questions. They're gonna be uncomfortable questions. You gotta sit there and say, let me see what's on your screen. And then go from there. Because if not, like, you don't know what's going on, and they got a whole nother world going on, in these games. Like we all played MMOs and other games growing up. We know what kind of environments those can foster. If you've been on the forum or whatever, you know how that can be a completely different world from anything else. So you just have to be that kind of parent and go from there. There should be no gamer parent not thinking like how I'm talking right now.
My parents weren't even gamers. Look, my parents weren't even gamers and did that. Like they would sit with me if I was playing a mature rated game, or honestly, they sat with me playing a lot of different games.
Yeah,
like it was just they wanted to see how I comprehended what was going on.
It's kind of like an experiment.
That's what you should do as a parent. You should just stick your kids in front of it and then waltz off to go do whatever you're going to do. If you're going to give them something like that, then you should know what is in that. You should know what it is through and through before they know what it is.
I mean, perfect case in point. My mom would not let me play Mortal Kombat. But she didn't have a problem with me playing Killer Instinct and Street Fighter because Killer Instinct, you couldn't even do the only thing you could do was Ultra Combo and it wasn't crazy.
Yeah,
if you can
do the Ultimates, they weren't that graphic.
Yeah. But I mean, Mortal Kombat. She was like, "No, you're not playing that." And because my mom and dad, they were old school. They were like, if I say no, I'm not saying it 2 and 3 times.
Right.
So I was a tad bit older. So during the time when that game came out, I bought the game. So, but during that time, I'm still living with my folks and whatnot. But even at that point, I made sure that other people, that I had come to my house, little cousins and whatnot, they did not see some of the graphic. So I had the SNES and the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat. And I would make sure not to turn the blood code on for Mortal Kombat if I was ever playing it around them or whatever on the Genesis or on the Super NES. And then when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, that was just, no, you can't see me play this around, whatever. I'm like, hey, anytime they come over or whatever, I take that cartridge out and play Donkey Kong Country or something. Right. And then just go from there. Being, a high schooler or whatever, I just knew that, hey, other kids younger didn't need to be influenced with this. My mom would see it and just be like, ooh, that's gross. And then she'd just walk away or whatever. I guess she had kind of knew at that point in time. And unfortunately, me growing up in the kind of environment I grew up in, I kind of saw some of that stuff before Mortal Kombat came out. So it's a little bit of a different thing for me. I knew that it was fantasy, and I was just like, hey, it's kind of like a glorified Kung Fu movie. And that's kind of how I took it. But a lot of other kids did not, and I think their parents needed to be overbearing for them before they started, doing Menendez Brothers type craziness.
Right.
Because I was just thinking about that. Like when I went to college and my little cousins and stuff, I would never play like Eternal Darkness. No, you're not. I'm not playing that in front of you.
I would terrified my little cousin. She's like 35 now. She still talks to me about that.
But like we can jump on Smash. Like we can jump on Smash. We can jump on NFL 2K. We can jump on Sonic. We can jump on Crazy Taxi. But you're not playing House of the Dead. You're not playing because one, I'm a little bit older, and I tend to go off at the lip if somebody older starts talking to me crazy. So like,
don't be in the same room.
Like, so I'm like, don't even like, hey Jay, can we play Eternal Darkness? Hell no. Well, I'm gonna play it anyway. Open up the case, and I got into a little thing that says you've been had. Because I used to do that. Yeah, I used to troll like that.
My wife got a mouthful. We were because she's really good with one character in Dead or Alive 4, and Xbox Live is like, no, we're not having it. I don't like you beating me, and I'm gonna say these things, and I'm like, you're not talking to me, right? You know my wife just beat you. It's like most hilarious. I'm just like, hey man, I don't even play with that character. Whoever beat you was a female.
It was not me.
They're like, look, the lady of the house put your ass in the.
Watch your mouth. You're speaking to a female.
She stomped you, bro. Just get over.
Now, I will say, like watching like people play like Smash for the first time and getting crazy because they don't understand that yes, a baseball bat and a Giga fan can do that to you. Like when you I can understand why people get mad because when you get beat by something ridiculous and straight up Looney Tune-esque, you tend to get upset.
Yes, like a piranha plant.
Yeah.
But that was the whole point.
Yeah, the whole point. I'm like, just like playing Mario Kart. If somebody picked Rainbow Road, we kicked them out.
Yeah, or any Dan match.
Oh yeah, I would have hated
match with Dan is just like why?
See, See, again, y'all would have hated me because I would have been consistently picking Rainbow Roads. And
I can't.
when I go
Rainbow.
online in Street Fighter, if I got somebody to play with Dan, if I'm not playing with Ken, very rarely playing with Ryu, I'm picking Dan.
Oh man!
And look, if they give me my boy Sean
Cardi
back,
break, Shadowcast back.
Him, but
well, yeah, that's another thing. Like, I don't know why they had brought Sean back.
We'll get to that on another.
That's the whole 2 hours of review. So yeah,
that's a whole long conversation for me. But look, there's videos on my channel for that. If you want to deal with that, and eventually another Game Ideal Foundry talk, we'll deal with that directly. So
they know about that game and that level because they introduced the entire Nintendo hype train on the Wii version of Rainbow Road.
Yep, they did it.
They were like, we're gonna put the Nintendo hype train on here. So like, choo choo, here we go on
the most dangerous track in all of gaming racing games.
Yep,
the Rainbow. Give me any track in F-Zero GX and I will be happy.
Rainbow Road, dude.
Because Rainbow Road is like, no, you like falling off the track? Here you go.
Yeah, nothing to stay on. But speaking of Mario Kart, what do y'all think they could possibly do with 9, other than the whole single player story mode aspect of it?
Bring back Double Dash.
And that's what somebody else was mentioning too, like bring back Double Dash. Because honestly, I feel like that should have just stayed.
And with the Switch,
you
can do the land play.
Yeah, good. But I can understand why they would take it back because one, when they were doing it online, they didn't. The first Mario Kart game that would be online after that, they didn't know if they were going to be able to have people working simultaneously together.
Yeah, I heard them mention
that was Mario Kart 7. So
yeah.
So I mean, you can bring back that. I'm thinking because they keep introducing this story mode in like their sports games that is coming to Mario Kart.
Oh, it eventually
is too. I mean, at this point,
and that's going to be how you unlock a lot of your characters.
Wait, right? Hold on. Let me get this right. Mario Kart Wii was Mario Kart 6. Oh, I keep thinking that Mario Kart 7 was first. Wasn't the 3DS
Mario Kart
first?
7 was on DS.
DS, yeah. Mario Kart 7 was on DS.
So that had to been before Mario Kart Wii because it came in like 2 years after Wii came out, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it was Mario Kart. No, it was Mario Kart DS. Then Wii would have been 6.
It would have been 6.
Wii was
7.
6. Okay.
7 was 3DS. Okay.
So 7 was 3DS.
3DS,
that was 7.
Yeah. That was 3DS.
Okay. That makes sense. Then Wii U was 8.
Because I remember that stupid music court where you had to drive on the piano.
Yep.
Really? Nintendo? A piano?
Look.
And they're like, do it again in 8. With jazz.
Yes, they did. Yes.
And you liked it. You liked it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
look, it was entertaining when you was drifting along and you got the lead, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So don't go there.
It's just one of those situations where you're like, okay, who thought of this track, and why are they still allowed to work there?
We don't need to talk about Nintendo's potential usage of.
Yeah, I was about to say there's no way you come up with half of that stuff and not using any type of illegal substances or legal, depending on where you locate it. Yeah. But
they're just like, hey, we can't make Metroid Prime anymore, but Nintendo said we could do this. Okay, let's go to level 10. Right, that's what they did.
Yeah, because I mean, I always look at Mario Kart. So I always look at Mario Kart, and if you're not into, it's kind of like the fighting scene. If you're not into online, or if you're kind of burnt down online and you've gone through all the tracks, there's nothing more for it. But if you get into like Crash, I still think Crash and Diddy Kong have done it better. Now, the mechanics, Mario Kart I enjoy more. But as far as Crash itself, now that they did the re-release as well, to me, that's like the superior kart game.
Mm-hmm. So is Retro in trouble because Monolith helped work on Mario Kart 8 for Switch, and Retro didn't do that? They helped with Mario Kart 8 on Wii U.
Yeah, but Retro's been working on other stuff. They got like 4 or 5 projects going right now.
What are they working on? Because they just got Metroid Prime.
Yeah, right. We don't know. And the only reason why they got Metroid Prime was because remember the head of Retro had said we already got the story for 4. Mm-hmm. They had said they already had it, but they didn't think they were going to work on it, so they started working on other stuff. Mm-hmm. So we still don't know what Andre, I think you know this better than I do. Is it 2 or is it 3 mystery games they're working on? I think it's 2. Last I heard it was 2.
Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. I do think it's 2. I do think it was 2 games and that they were supposed to be pretty big.
Yeah,
just want the three
outside of
ninjas
that,
again.
nothing.
The third-person action game that became Metroid Prime, I want to see that. The three female ninjas, I want to see that game.
Yeah.
So,
I want to see Ravenblade.
Yeah, and Ravenblade too. Yes.
Because people thought it was Donkey Kong. People thought it was that Donkey Kong. I'm like, no, that's not it.
Nah.
That wasn't it. They've been working on this for about 5-6 years. Whatever it is.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Retro built the engine for Ravenblade, but Monolith did all the art. Because Monolith did say, hey, we're working on a new open world RPG that's not Xenoblade.
That's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
But see, here's the problem. You're gonna have those people that just bought Xenoblade because of Smash. They're gonna be, why y'all ain't doing more of this? I don't care about this open world RPG. Why y'all ain't doing more of this? Like, you are like 5 years too late.
Again, but there's gonna be a whole other crowd of people like, okay, we already did that, so we're moving to this.
Right. Exactly.
So they don't care.
Yeah.
It don't make a difference.
I tell you what though, what I think is going to end up happening with retro, and I know a lot of people are going to hate it. Whatever this Pro is, I think they're waiting on that, on whatever type of upgrade switch. Because I mean, honestly, there's a lot of games that get pushed back. Because I'm looking at Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I know Atlas said that this was going to be like their more graphical, type of, the iteration of the most graphical type game. So looking at the Switch, especially when you look at something like Apex runs like garbage right now. So at some point it's going to be EA off rip. I'll give half and half on that situation. But when I look at where we're going and the games that they want to put on the Switch now that is sold 80 million, I hate the fact that I had to even get to that point for you to release games, but it's going to get to the point to where it's going to reach its cap. Because I mean, I know Nintendo prioritizes battery life and everything else. So at some point they're going to have to give a boost. And I know a lot of these games, especially with Shin Megami, that was the first game we saw or heard about, and still nothing at all.
But I kind of wonder, though, because Wii U never really reached this peak either.
No, it didn't.
And with Switch has...
The Wii didn't.
The GameCube didn't.
Yeah, GameCube didn't.
Yeah.
They moved on.
Matter of fact, the only reason why they've been having to do this is because they've had to, technology has jumped so far that we gotta
go with new hardware. Yeah,
we don't have a choice, and that's the one thing. Because remember, why they said it back in 2005 when they tried to laugh him out of GDC. They're like, "Look, man, this is not a model we can sustain."
Right.
And nobody wanted to listen.
Yeah, the limitations are real. And you can only get so quote unquote realistic. When you think about it, people are like, "Oh, we want realistic graphics." I'm like,
I don't care about it.
Let me get this straight. You thought realistic graphics was God of War 2 on PS2.
Yeah.
That's what you thought then at the time.
At the time, yeah.
And then I'm looking at Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then y'all still are like, "Oh, that's not good enough." Wait, what? Okay.
But you playing the Outriders demo with floating hair.
Right. And I don't see anybody cap for Heavy Rain because those are pretty realistic. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want that. I'm like, that's about as real as you're gonna get.
Heavy Rain is done good, performed well.
Yep, exactly.
Motion cap, vocals.
The funny thing about Heavy Rain in Detroit is the fact that they were supposed to be movies, but Hollywood was like, "That's too expensive. We're not paying for this."
Right. It would have been good.
He's not. He doesn't have the budget, and it's not gonna.
You know what else would have been a good movie?
What?
Order 1886.
Yeah.
You mean the game that actually was a movie?
That was a movie.
Pretty much.
That was a 5-hour movie.
But see, I don't think you understand. See, what we want to do is we want to give the player the cinematic experience. That's what we want to do. We're not trying to make the actual game. We want to make the cinematic
where you don't shoot or aim at all, like that thing.
Yeah.
I saw that at that E3. I'm like, this game is going to be hot garbage.
Yep.
And that's the first time I ever saw Colin Moriarty from IGN actually bash a PlayStation game.
Yeah.
That's funny time. When just before that you were bashing Rise, and I'm like, but you could play Rise.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's still good. It's a good game. I don't care what nobody says. I like Rise.
Like you could play Rise. Oh, let me not be an Xbox. Sorry, but you could play Rise.
Yeah,
that was a game.
You could play Rise. You had multiple choices. And you could enjoy the game as a game, not as a I can sometimes move some things around here and there, but then I get cutscenes that last half an hour.
We're Nintendo fans, so we're gonna like the game parts of games. Like, it hurts my soul still about what happened to Sunset Overdrive. Like, I was just
thinking about that.
Should have been on Wii U.
It would have played. The bad thing is, if it was on that system, it would have played better because you'd have had, again, the gamepad, have your inventory and stuff.
See the map.
You don't want to play with it. You don't want to play with your Pro Controller. Have it set up on the stand next to you. Options.
Imagine jumping up on the power lines, and while you're skating on the power lines, you use the gamepad to aim down.
Yep.
And you can still see forward on the main screen.
But I think the main reason why that game didn't do well was because they went right at Call of Duty in that opening trailer. They went right at them. They went at the entire community.
See, the bad thing is, had they done that and put it on Nintendo, it would have worked.
It would have worked, but you can't do that on Xbox because that's their base.
Yeah.
So you can't do that
based on Xbox, straight up.
Yeah,
I think it still is in a way.
Well, and before we go, because we did hit the hour mark, I want to say this about the Bethesda thing. And I know people are like, well, Xbox just said that Phil Spencer just clarified and said that the Bethesda's all the games gonna be exclusive. Let me explain something to you. No. They also said that Cuphead was exclusive. They also said that Ori and the Forest was exclusive. Them games don't sell. They will.
Magically.
We want to help out with our partners.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think Rare is the only exception to that rule, and that's literally because Microsoft bought them out of spite.
Yeah.
So that's not a thing that's going to go on Nintendo. I think Rare games will end up on Sony before they show up on Nintendo.
I would agree with you if Phil Spencer wasn't there.
True, because Phil is a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, and I think Phil would if he could get away with it. I think there's got to be some politicking as the reason why that Rare Replay ain't on Switch. Because if you're gonna put Banjo-Kazooie, if you let Nintendo get Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, it had to be more. I mean, it had to be a lot of.
They know Banjo-Kazooie is an icon.
So
something had to happen.
So I bet he went through hell trying to get them to okay that.
So on that same note, where is Conquer though? Like, I'm thinking if you're gonna do Banjo, like Conquer has to make the move to Smash.
Okay, the problem is Microsoft screwed over Conquer twice.
Right.
Screwed them over by sticking them in Project Spark and not giving them an actual game,
and
then doing nothing with it. And then they screwed them over again by making that young Conquer thing.
And that's so crazy because Nintendo didn't. They're just like, ooh, you're trying to be an independent studio. We'll fund the game and we'll pay for you to publish it in your name.
Now,
and Rare's like, okay, because they had to deal with the whole 17 and up whatever thing, and Nintendo didn't want to do the ESRB. They're like, hey, we'll just put a warning on here, because this is our game or whatever.
Yeah, because they went crazy with it, Playboy and the whole nine. But I mean, I feel like if you want to keep Conquer, the Conquer condoms, like this,
Nintendo was like, here, if you want to publish it on your own, here.
Well, and that's you would have thought Microsoft would have fed into that.
They didn't know. It was so crazy. They tried to censor the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like
that was nuts.
Before Mario and the Rabbids and the greatest Mario diss track of all time, it was Conker's Bad Fur Day with the greatest diss track of all time.
Yes, it was. Conker's Bad Fur Day was a big diss track.
I don't think Conker would work, especially within like cancel culture right now.
Not today.
For me, if you're still going to do that type of game, even if you do censor it, I wonder if they would still play on the different movies. So I
think it would though, because you could do 12 Tales version of Conker. That'll still work.
Yeah, that would still work.
Because that's still a different attitude of Conker. Like
right.
The whole point is it was Conker's bad fur day. Like he got drunk, he was mad, and all this stuff happened. So normal sober Conker is 12 Tales Conker.
Right.
Or we could just say that that's adult Conker that just don't give a damn no more. And 12 Tales is him younger. The one that was
game still blow my mind still to this day. Like Conker is wild, man.
And the thing is, I like the fact that Conker the whole game he's drunk.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole time.
Massive hangover. Yeah, that's the hangover before the hangover movie.
Yeah, and for Nintendo of all places, because they had that, then they still have it to this day. It's Kitty, and I'm like, play this.
Yep.
That's what I did when I was in college. I'm like, you think Nintendo Kitty play this?
Play
dog, this is my favorite. Dudes went and bought that game that day. Dude, this is my favorite game. Thank you for this.
They were like, hey, Nintendo's Kitty. I'm like, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Perfect Dark.
Resident Evil 2. Oh, and all the cutscenes are in it.
Yeah.
We're done.
I think Nintendo has at least one game each generation that kind of kills the whole kitty aspect of it. Because even for the Wii, you had Mad World.
And No More Heroes.
Yeah.
Mad World 2 was a launch game. Like,
yes.
No More Heroes starts out with Travis Touchdown saying, I'm a...
Yep.
You mother.
Yeah.
That's how it starts.
You had Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which you had motion controls to do the fatalities.
Yep.
You were literally cutting off a head. Like, I don't...
Did they ever drop Manhunt? Did Rockstar drop Manhunt on the Wii? Because I believe
yes,
they did. Yeah.
Manhunt 2 came out.
Like, dude,
Manhunt was crazy.
And Bully and Rockstar Table Tennis.
And the Wii version of Manhunt was uncensored.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
The uncensored version. Yeah.
Yeah. MX Triple X was also uncensored on GameCube.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I laugh when I hear that because I'm like, dude, it's funny because y'all clearly don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but when we look at the exclusives, that's all the conversation ever is exclusive this, exclusive that. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but
even in the exclusives.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't even.
I mean,
there's no conversation to be had as far as like whether M-rated content is there or not. Like,
as far as dark content is concerned, I still think one of the darkest games on the freaking GameCube is Wind Waker.
Wind Waker was pretty bad. The ending of that game, we're actually leading up to when Ganondorf was talking about what happened to him.
Yeah,
that was pretty freaking dark.
Now everybody in the comments going to be like, "Legend of Zelda is never dark." Okay.
Okay. We got a whole discussion on that.
About that.
On my channel. Just go ahead, listen to the last Game Idea Foundry talk. It dives into that stuff.
Wind Waker is darker than Twilight Princess.
Yeah. It just looks darker. It looks like an MCU game. It just looks like a Marvel Cinematic Universe game. It's dark as hell, dude. I mean,
I ain't never felt sorry for a villain in a Zelda game before. I played daggone Wind Waker and I was like, bro, why am I feeling for this guy? I'm supposed to kill him, like,
because you understand his point of view.
Yeah,
and it's like that's the first time I'm like, okay, I'm like, I can't get mad again. And I mean, I understand you're still wrong, but I understand.
And then you kill him in a graphic way, so it still hurts you because you got humanized to his view, and he still dies.
And Link doesn't have a choice because if he don't do it, he gonna kill everybody. He don't have a choice. It's not like that's why like people didn't understand like why he looked sad after because he didn't want to do it and he doesn't have a choice because dude ain't gonna stop. Hence the reason why Goku and Superman always have issues with people coming back and Wonder Woman and Punisher don't.
So is Zelda worse because she has a Triforce of Wisdom and she knows it's gonna happen?
Nah, she's not worse. She's just she Zelda ain't like other Hylians either. So
but she's playing with Link's emotions though. She knows it's gonna happen, and she's like, "Go do it."
Version.
It depends on what version of Zelda you're talking about. Because Skyward Sword Zelda was not playing with nobody emotions. She really wanted that dude.
True.
So
true.
Nobody emotions. Like it was
Wind Waker version of Zelda because she was tripping. She was like playing with his emotions.
First of all, in the words of the great Johnny Depp, I'm a pirate. You know.
She's like, also, I'm your sister. Like,
so yeah. But
what you playing? Oh.
All right, so people, that does it for this episode of the Wingin' It podcast. Leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about all the other cool stuff. Are you jumping on Monster Hunter? A couple things before we get out of here. If you want to jump in a team hunt with us, just leave join the Discord in the description thing. Join the Discord server. We will be doing hunts when the game drops, so I have no problem playing with fans.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have no problem playing with fans. If y'all want to play, just leave us a hit up. Now, normally the best days that work for me is Saturday and Sunday. So if you have a time, just let me know. I have no problem. One of us will jump in with you. If it ain't me, one of us will. Also, we won't have an episode next Sunday. I'm going to be out of town. So we're gonna have a week off, and we'll be back the following Sunday. So, and we might actually be going live because these shows aren't really live. So we might be going live starting the week after next.
We'll
So
work with that.
Yes.
we're working on it. I think I found a solution that works. And I hope it works. But I'll be able to let you guys know more hopefully next week. But yeah, we'll try to be going live the week after next. So Andre, anything you want to pimp out?
Just the thing I just pimped out just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Game Idea Foundry Talk episode 3. Talk about the Legend of Zelda with the subtitle Broken Bonds. If you go listen, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And actually, I look back at my list. The next Game Idea Foundry Talk subject is actually my Street Fighter 6 idea, which fixes all the stuff that Capcom messed up. So
You trolled me so hard.
that wasn't on purpose. That wasn't on purpose. But you could join when I get that set up. That wasn't on purpose. But that would correct all the stuff that Capcom did that was stupid with Street Fighter. And outside of that, I just got my normal videos popping up. And today of us recording it, I did the Last Dragon video popped up. Well, the discussion about Last Dragon as a game popped up. So you got a lot of stuff to check out.
Warriors exist. I can see that being a thing.
All right, Shadow.
Man, my channel is alive. Please excuse the family because when you apparently try to make all your family gamers, then they troll you with Animal Crossing stuff. But yes, there will be videos coming. Y'all look at my channel and see. And Switch Pro, is that really a thing? We'll see coming forward. I'll talk to you in great detail about how that works and how it doesn't work. So, do you play games to have fun or to impress other people? That's pretty much all I can say about that one.
Well, if you show enough, you do it to impress other people.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you
Kiss
can.
my Converse. Kiss my Converse. All right.
Yes. Switch Pro every Sunday. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna pimp it out.
Oh man.
Horrible.
All right, Jack. Anything?
I finally got a video up on the channel in regards to talking about the VR content. I'm in the works right now trying to figure out how to do the whole mixed reality thing to where you can see the game while I'm standing in that whole space or whatever. First step, need to buy a green screen. I've been holding off for a minute. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out, and oddly enough, while there's enough people that do it, not a lot of them share the information.
They don't.
So I definitely have to do some more digging, and you would think this would be a little bit more accessible, but it's not. So I'll figure it out. But yeah, so some more videos are coming. I want to show some of the games instead of just talking about it and doing the record feature that's on the Quest and then porting it to my computer. I want to actually showcase it live and everything else like that. So hopefully I have some videos coming up soon with that in play.
All right, cool. All right, that being said, we will see you guys later. Also, don't forget to check out the Fresh Takes reviews for WandaVision Season 1, as well as the series review with my good buddy Rob Rule to Review. Also, if you can, check his channel out. We hope he's doing well. He had a Caesar last week.
Yeah, I saw that.
If you have a chance, support him and all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks. Peace.
Peace out, everybody.